Okay. I don't know why I wanted to be like, can you see me? Like, girl, why wouldn't they be able to see you? But I think maybe that should be the title of this reading. Maybe you can't see yourself. Because I'm telling you, all throughout this spread, I would look at the bottom of the deck and get cards like completion. Cards like abundance. Just a lot of cards that were very positive. So I don't know if for some reason you can't see yourself. Because especially like what I'm getting from this, like, you are the phoenix. And I don't say that lightly, because think about the phoenix, right? They're beautiful and they're bold and they're literally reborn after being like burned down. Burned at the stake, right? From the ashes, they kind of just regenerate, rejuvenate, and are born back into life, right? Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people have the guts to do that. Yeah, I forgot where I was at. But yeah, it takes a lot of guts, a lot of faith to be able to be the phoenix. Because you're not only like in the energy of the phoenix, but you are the phoenix, is what I'm getting from this. And it took a long time. It took a lot of strength for you to finally be able to see clearly, see your reflection clearly, instead of it being so muddled and so distorted. It took you recognizing that despite everything you had gone through, every person, every event, every trauma that had kind of told you that your impulses, your intuition, your gut instincts, that it was wrong to follow them. That's so damaging, right? Because that's essentially, you're telling a person like who you are, and those instincts that are kind of, whether you want to say you're connected to source or not, I do believe those come from source, right? From the universe, from God, whatever you want to call it, right? And a lot of those instincts come from this place of not only like wanting, protecting yourself, like when you get bad instincts about different people, but also like self-expression. Those instincts you get, inklings you get to express yourself, or to follow that idea, or to follow your desires, right? A lot of the times what trauma does is that it distorts those, both in the way where like sometimes you can't distinguish between, is this desire, is this inkling, or is this feeling that I have telling me that this is dangerous, or is this telling me that this is exciting, and it's what I should follow. So what trauma does is that it really distorts that in a very sad, just sad. I don't know. I was gonna say subtle, but trauma's not subtle. It just, it makes it really hard to navigate the world and distinguish what's meant to harm you and what's meant to love you, right? Especially when the people that were meant to love you harmed you. It's really hard to not only trust others but to trust yourself. So that's what I mean by like it gets very distorted, and that's very taxing, right? It's very anxious to never know. You know, like, am I going in the wrong direction? Am I going in the wrong direction? Should I trust this person because I've trusted people in the past? Then in the moment, it seemed like a good idea, or it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like it wasn't going to lead you further into the abyss or to destruction, right? And then it ends up happening that they never cared for your best interest. They never cared for you, right? They were just faking, right? You know? Or if they weren't faking, right? Maybe outright there was clear red flags, but again, trauma really distorts a person's sense of perception, where because you might have grown up around a lot of red flags, that's what was normal to you. So what might have been dysfunctional in your life, but it was also framed to you as, this is love, this is family, this is how it feels to be cared for, this is the only way it can look like for you to be cared for. It can get very tricky and very hard to distinguish a good thing from a bad thing, right? Or to even imagine a life where you can succeed and you can be loved and you can be happy. And I don't know why, but I'm just getting an inkling here that you really have a hard time with trust. You really keep thinking that, like, everything you've built is just gonna fall over, topple over to the side. And I'm only saying that because I got the tower, and tower means times of change, right? But everything from this spread is telling me that the change that is coming in is a change of beauty, of success, of alignment. It's not one that's gonna like tear your whole life apart in a bad way, right? It's not one that's going to cause you harm. And you keep feeling like my whole world's gonna fall apart, because the tower is gonna be that this thing, this success, this thing you really, really want is not gonna come in. They're just gonna be left there, kind of left to burn like you were in the past. But I'm telling you, right after I got the Ace of Swords, look at that crown. You got the ace, essentially. No one can take this from you. No one can pull the rug out under you. Not even yourself, right? Before, what was preventing you from kind of fully coming into completion was this resistance to your emotions, to truly processing and feeling those difficult emotions. You know? Releasing those ideas of what you once were taught and grew up with, of what love was, of what life was, about what was possible for you. Because there was, even though like all of that you might have gotten, that was just, trauma and just distorted sense of selves, and just the baggage, the emotional baggage that comes with all that. And not in a bad way, we all have baggage.